Welcome to day 4 of the 31 Days Proverbs Challenge. Hopefully, you are enjoying reading the book of Proverbs and God is speaking to you. And it is such an amazing and powerful book as we seek the Lord for wisdom. He said, if any man lacks wisdom, ask of him. He is definitely going to give it to you, but you have to ask in faith, not wavering. You have to really want to know. So today we are in chapter 4, and I'm going to read a few of the verses, not the whole thing. I want you to read the whole thing though, and allow the Lord to speak to you. So let's start. Chapter 4, Proverbs 4. It says, Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also and said unto me, Let thy heart retain my words, keep my commandments and live. That's so key. The Lord is telling us, keep my commandment and live. It also tells me that if I don't keep his commandments, I'm going to die. And we don't always think about it as in, we think of death always as physically, but spiritual death is separation from God, which is even worse. So he goes on to say, verse 5, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. And then verse 7 says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. God is saying wisdom is the principal thing. It is so important. It's not just an option. He's not saying wisdom is optional. He's saying it is the thing. When we talk about wisdom, we're seeking the wisdom from God. We already talked about how Proverbs chapter 1 talks about the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Like we can't even go anywhere without the fear of the Lord. That is the beginning of wisdom. So if you're trying to seek wisdom in any other way, you're not going to find it outside of God. So here we're talking about how wisdom is exalted. It's like the book of Proverbs personifies wisdom as a woman, calls it a she. He said we should pursue wisdom, and because it is going to help us to live a life of purpose, meaning, peaceful life, and a life with divine direction. And that's what we really want. So the first thing we learn from this chapter is that wisdom is something that we need to seek, we need to exalt, we need to focus on finding, because it's going to be so key in how we live our life. And then it talks about how we should guard our heart. One of the verses that I know a lot of people go to, verse 23, it says, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Basically, it's saying that we need to guard our heart. It reminds me in the New Testament when the people were telling Jesus, why are your disciples, why do they not wash their hands while they eat? And then Jesus was telling them, well, it's not what goes into the mouth that defiles a man, but it's what comes out of him from his heart. Because what comes out of your mouth is really what you believe. So, but here's telling us to guard our heart, because it's the seat of our belief. It's everything that we do. It comes out of our heart, and it's symbolically our belief, what we really think and feel, what we really have embodied. So God is saying, guard your heart, guard your thoughts, the things that are coming into your mind. So our senses, how we feel and experience the world, the senses, the nose, the ears, the mouth, all of these things we communicate to the outside world. We need to be careful how these senses, how things that are coming into our heart, our minds, our thoughts through that same medium. Make sure there are things that are good, the things that are righteous, the things that are holy. Let's not put junk into our heart, because then junk in, junk out. So God is telling us, be careful the things that we expose ourselves to, the things that are in our heart, because that's really what's going to defile the heart, not just food, because food comes in and goes out. But It is the seat of our emotion. It is the seat of our belief. It is the seat of everything. So guard your heart. So here we talk about, and also it reminds us about, wisdom is going to help us to walk in the right path, to live righteously, to live holy, peacefully, all those things. So I'm not going to read the whole verse, but I do want to challenge you to read chapter 4 today and ask the Lord to speak to you personally, and just allow the word of God to give you what you need. So my encouragement for you today, go ahead and read Proverbs chapter 4 and let the Lord speak to you and just receive the blessings that he has. His rhema word, the word of God is active, it's alive, and it's quicker than any two-edged sword, and it's able to cut deep down the heart to really help us to navigate to the right path. So, hey, stay tuned for the next video. All right, bye for now.